Everybody, I think today is the day that we should have a serious conversation and discussion about your employee considerations. Specifically in a physical therapy private practice, we have our admin staff, our office managers, front desk coordinators, even our techs can dual hat, work partly administrative, partly clinical, our patient care rep, our billing staff, of course. And then we have our clinician staff, our doctors of physical therapy, our PTAs, and the 50% of our tech time, right? Let's focus today on the clinicians. Let's just look at clinicians. Clinician considerations can cause you great heartache. It can cause you great difficulty and great challenges in terms of your clinical efficiency, productivity, practice viability, profitability, and even whether you're going to flourish and prosper moving in the future or not, because you're relying on the production and productivity of the clinical care delivery system that you've been building inside your practice. And that all centers around the therapist, the people you're choosing to do this business with. So when I look at that, I understand the operations. I know you understand the operations. Let me ask you this question. What is more important? Is what one does for their day, their time, their week, their month, their doingness? Or is it more about their beingness, who they are? Is it more about their staff hat, how they wear their hat and conduct themselves as a therapist, as a licensed therapist? Or is it more about their personal hat, their employee hat, not so much their post hat? I would gather many of you, if we had a survey and everyone's raising their hands at home, we're going to say it's the beingness, not so much the doingness. The doingness follows the beingness. If you have a decent, ethical, highly communicative, transparent, and fully competent person in front of you with whom you hired, then their clinical care will echo that. The results and the engagement and the patient's experience with that clinician will be a complete result of the person that you hired. It'll be a complete reflection of the quality of person that you brought into your practice, and it'll be representative of the culture you're creating. So let me break this down like I like to in my podcast. If you guys haven't checked out my podcast, please do that. You're going to hear a lot about personnel management there because that's what we really focus on, the soft personnel management skills. And where it starts is it starts with you. So let me ask you this question. What time, energy, and effort have you put into getting to know your employees, both on a personal and professional level? That is critical. Here's one solution to that problem. Meet with your new hires 10 minutes every week for the first 90 days. After that, 10 minutes once a month. And it's their time to talk about their puppies, their kittens, their walk, their exercise, their diet, their relationships, whatever they want. This is not a time to give an in-service. When someone's able to talk about themselves, to become closer with you, there becomes a greater relationship person to person. That is the job of a high-quality business owner or director or manager in today's work environment. People don't want to be treated like Gen Xers where just point me in the direction, tell me what to do, put my shoulder down, I'll work hard, go home, and I'll love my life. People need work-life balance. Based on survey, your employees are most happy when they enjoy the environment they're working in and they enjoy the people in which they're doing it with. The only way that enjoyment relationship can grow is if you invest in it. You have to invest. Let me tell you, maybe this is something that happens to you as well as it happens to me, but I know for sure when my wife isn't talking to me and we're walking around the house and she's not communicating and she's not initiating conversation, chances are I did something wrong that I just haven't heard about yet. Just hasn't become no knowledge to me at the moment. So when things are going right and things are going good and the relationship is strong, there's good communication going back and forth. So as the owner of the practice, you need to engage in more communication, not less communication with your staff. Part of the process is personal growth ideas. You need to see how you can put together a program of either employee certification, an employment ladder, a mentorship program, or a monthly professional enhancement program inside your practice that's going to allow them to look back and say, my gosh, one of the greatest decisions I ever made 3 years ago was taking this job with you because I'm not only operating better as a professional, I'm operating better as a person. I've grown both personally and professionally. This is the core message I want to communicate. This is the message I want you to hear. Every doingness that you put inside your practice needs to be driving to that end. It needs to be driving to that goal. Now let's do some role play. Let's do some tips for professional success. Now that you understand the personal growth ideas, that you're trying to really create a company culture one block at a time, one individual at a time, by bonding with them, getting to know them, getting to build transparency with them. Let's say a staff member comes to you and says, you know what, I keep sitting in these staff meetings and I keep hearing about the number of units and the number of charges and my billables, and I'm averaging like 2.75 to 3 units, and I know we're scheduling patients every 45 minutes to an hour. I'm just out about the money, Brian. I'm just feeling pressure from you, like, you need more billables from me. Okay, that tells me that way back in the first 90 days when you were post-onboarding, you did not gain their agreement on the two-way street. The two-way street means kind of like, I used this example on one of my podcasts recently, kind of like when I would go to Disney and I'd see that $9 funnel cake. You know that funnel cake's only $2, right? But in Disney, it's $9. So you see that $9 funnel cake and you say to yourself, I have to have it. Like every time I take my kids to Disney, I would be like, I got to get a funnel cake. It's my little, guilty indulgence. And I did. And I spent that $9 for a funnel cake. Well, the definition of capitalism here, or the definition of high exchange and abundance, is that funnel cake wasn't as valuable to the vendor as getting the $9. They valued the $9 more than they did the funnel cake. I valued the funnel cake more than I did my $9. Well, it really should have been $5, but more than I did my $9. So I was more than happy to give over the $9 and wolf down my funnel cake with sugar and what did they drizzle on there? Chocolate and stuff. That is the point. It was an agreed upon exchange in which both parties felt good about. When you do post onboarding, you should have a two-way street document in front of you that you're showing them, look, as a result of you being here, here's my exchange in abundance with you. You're going to get this pay, you're going to get this benefit package, you're going to get this PTO time, you're going to get this level of opportunities. We have a certification training system inside our practice. Every time you complete another certification rung in the ladder, your base pay goes up 50 cents an hour or $1 an hour. So the higher trained you are, the more skilled you are, the more comprehensive you are in your abilities, the greater level of exchange you're going to get paid for. In exchange for that, I need you to understand that I am looking for you to be able to maintain 3.75 or more units of care delivered in each and every session, 85% clinical efficiency, and a net promoter score of 9 or greater, because I need quality, quantity, and I need quality, quantity, and efficiency, volume of care. I'm messing that up for you, but I'm being genuine with you here and saying that your clinician needs to understand that they have nothing to do with billing. There's no such thing as billing on their end. They are providing a volume of care. They're documenting it in their note, and then they're indicating the number of codes, CPT codes, that represent what they wrote in their note. That's it. There is no billable units here. There is just units that reflect the care that I gave so that the computer doesn't have to read my handwritten note or my typewritten note. That's it. And in exchange for a 45-minute session or a 60-minute session, I need this volume of care to be delivered. There's no way I'm comfortable with you shortchanging my patients their experience. I need to make sure that each and every patient is getting the abundance of care with each and every engagement, and they feel like you left it all on the field with them. This is the kind of emotion you have to express. This is the kind of concern, dedication, genuineness that you have to get across to your therapists that are working for you. This isn't a deli. This isn't one of the national ABC kind of clinics where we're just turning them in, turning out. It's all about volume. It's about the quality, quantity, and efficiency of care. That's why I tried to say smoother earlier. I blundered that. Efficiency is if I have, 60 slots available to be scheduled, am I scheduling 85% of them or greater every single week? Am I making myself flexible to work through a lunch now and then when it's needed? Stay a little late, come in a little early, because we all know there's going to be a sick, a cancellation, a snow day, a rain day, a whatever day, bad hair day, and a patient's going to cancel, and I'm not going to have somebody to treat, but yet I'm still getting paid, right? Exchange and abundance. You need to gain the agreement with your clinician to exchange in abundance. That consideration will go away. You won't even have that conversation. Oh, I feel like I'm being, pressured to increase my billables. I have no interest in billable nothing. I have interest in you giving high volume of care, high clinical efficiency, and high quality of care and net results on net promoter scoring and outcomes. This is the agreement that has to be met in the first 90 days of their employment if you're going to succeed. Here at Meg Academy, I understand that the clinicians come out and they're all focused on their clinical skills, but they have no idea of how to wrap their mind around the full clinical experience. And how do I become a good employee? How do I become an overachiever? How do I become an A-lister within this practice? You, as the practice owner, have the responsibility to communicate that, show them that, and value that, and get them to value being that person on your team. And how are you going to do that? Tip number 2, staff meeting. Every staff meeting, there should be rewards and certificates and acknowledgments, easy for me to say, acknowledgments and validations of people's clinical skills and their beingness as a person within the practice. Based on survey, employees love working where they work if they love the environment, it's clean, it's neat, it's organized, it makes sense, and if they love the people that they're doing it with. All you have to do as an owner is create that environment, and you'll have the company culture you've always wanted. And you will stop the revolving door, and you won't be on the recruiting lines all the time. Your practice is going to flourish and prosper because you have stable people doing an above average job with each and every engagement with each and every patient. And everybody likes working together. So I hope you enjoyed this video. There's a couple tips right there. Most importantly, it's your mindset, investing in your staff. Think about this. If you're a good CEO, 50% of your time is focused on clinical patient care. 50% of your time is on education, training, and skill development of your personnel staff. So that's it. And if you have time, please click subscribe, forward this video, thumbs up. All of that helps the algorithm, helps me to help more physical therapy practice owners live the life that they've always envisioned for themselves as a practice owner. That's what this is all about. Help me help more people. Thank you so much.